Have you ever gotten up in the middle of the night and felt your leg buckle, or maybe a cramp hits you out of nowhere? You're not alone. For millions of people over 60, weak or unsteady legs are more than just an inconvenience. They're a sign. A signal from the body saying, "Hey, I need some backup here." Here's something surprising. Most people think muscle loss only happens when you're not active. But in truth, we start losing muscle, especially in the legs, in our 40s, and the process quietly speeds up as we age. It's like a slow leak in a tire. You don't notice it until one day. Walking up the stairs feels harder. Getting off the couch takes more effort. Your balance just isn't what it used to be. But here's the good news. The body is always listening, and with the right tools, especially at night, when the body is in healing and rebuilding mode, we can actually support stronger legs, better mobility, and more energy during the day. One of the most overlooked tools, vitamins. Not in the generic sense, we're talking about specific vitamins that play powerful roles in how your muscles repair, how your nerves fire, and how your body absorbs the nutrients it needs for strength. And taking them at night can give your body a huge advantage while you sleep, when recovery is naturally at its peak. Now, I'm not saying vitamins alone will turn back the clock, but paired with simple daily movement, smart nutrition, and good sleep, they can be the difference between feeling slow and stiff in the morning and waking up with legs that feel strong and stable. In this video, we are going to explore why your legs might feel weaker with age and what's really happening inside your muscles and nerves. 3 powerhouse vitamins that support leg strength, balance, and nighttime recovery, and why timing matters. Simple ways to add these nutrients to your evening routine without needing a dozen pills or an expensive program. What science says about the connection between nighttime nutrition and daytime strength. How to support your body's natural repair systems while you sleep. And finally, one tiny, often missed nutrient that may be the missing link for tired, crampy legs. You don't need to be a bodybuilder. You don't even need a gym. You just need to understand what your body is asking for and start giving it the right kind of help in the right way. Sound good? Let's start unlocking the science, in plain English, so you can walk with more strength, stability, and confidence every day. Alright, now that we know the body does a lot of its repair work at night, let's walk through 6 simple but powerful ideas that can help strengthen your legs and support mobility after 60. These are all backed by science, but don't worry, I'll explain everything in everyday language so it's easy to follow and even easier to use. Your muscles talk to your brain while you sleep. Let me ask you something. Have you ever woken up in the morning feeling like your legs just don't want to cooperate? Maybe they feel heavy or a little shaky, like your body is awake, but your legs are still trying to catch up. That's not just in your head. It's actually happening in your nervous system. See, your muscles and your brain are in constant conversation. They send signals back and forth all day long. Lift this leg. Balance your weight. Step over that curb. But what most people don't realize is that a lot of that fine-tuning happens while you sleep. Think of it like this. Sleep is when your body does its maintenance work. Like a pit crew coming in to check the tires, tighten the bolts, and refill the tank. During deep sleep, your brain reviews everything your body did during the day, including how your muscles moved. It's replaying, repairing, and reinforcing those patterns. That's why sleep isn't just for rest, it's for recovery and strength building too. Now here sits where it gets even more interesting. Certain nutrients, like magnesium, vitamin D, and B12, play a huge role in how well those signals travel between your brain and your muscles. Without enough of them, the signals can get fuzzy. The result? You might feel clumsier, you might trip more easily, or your legs may feel weak even if you've been active. One study from the National Institute on Aging found that muscle strength is directly linked to healthy nerve function, especially in the legs. When nerves aren't firing well, the muscles don't respond as quickly or as strongly. And over time, That lag in communication leads to more muscle loss, slower reaction time, and less stability. But here sits the good news. This can be improved. Even after 60, your nervous system is still adaptable. Scientists call it neuroplasticity, but let's just say your brain and body can still learn and grow. They just need the right ingredients. And one of the best times to give them that support: at night. So, if your legs feel unsteady in the morning, or you notice your balance isn't quite what it used to be, your body might be asking for better nighttime fuel. Here's a simple thing you can do. Before bed, write down how your legs feel each evening. Heavy, tight, jumpy, numb, or strong. This helps you start noticing patterns. Then as we go through the rest of this video, you can match those sensations with the nutrients that may help. Because the truth is, your legs don't just need exercise. They need communication. And that connection between your brain and muscles, it's built and repaired while you sleep. And don't worry, we're going to talk about exactly how to support that connection with 3 key vitamins next. Magnesium, the calm and strength mineral. Have you ever had a leg cramp wake you up in the middle of the night? The kind that makes you bolt out of bed in pain, trying to stretch it out. That sharp jolt is your muscles crying out for a little help. And often, what they're asking for is magnesium. Magnesium is one of those behind-the-scenes minerals that quietly does hundreds of jobs in your body. But when it comes to leg strength, recovery, and nighttime healing, it plays a starring role. Here sits what researchers have found. Magnesium helps your muscles contract and relax properly. Without enough of it, your muscles can get stuck in a state of tension. That's when cramps, tightness, or restless legs show up. Not only that, but magnesium also helps calm the nervous system, which means better sleep and deeper recovery. Think of it like oil in a machine. If the gears in your legs, your muscles aren't gliding smoothly, it's often because there's not enough magnesium keeping everything moving. And after 60, our bodies don't absorb magnesium as well. Combine that with medications, stress, or a diet low in greens and nuts, and you've got a perfect recipe for magnesium shortfall. So how do you know if this might be affecting you? Ask yourself, do your legs cramp or twitch at night? Do you feel achy or stiff in the morning? Is your sleep light or broken? If so, your body might be running low on this calming mineral. The good news, a simple magnesium boost at night can make a noticeable difference. Here's a simple thing you can do. Try taking magnesium glycinate or magnesium citrate about 30 to 60 minutes before bed. These forms are gentle on the stomach and well absorbed. You can also sip a warm magnesium-rich drink, like a banana spinach smoothie with almond milk, or soak your feet in Epsom salt, which is magnesium sulfate, for 15 minutes. Yes, it gets absorbed through the skin, and it feels amazing. And bonus, magnesium doesn't just help your muscles, it also supports bone strength, heart health, and brain clarity. So you're not just sleeping better, you're building a stronger foundation from head to toe. Let me leave you with this thought. Magnesium helps your muscles relax, so they can rebuild stronger. It's not just about stopping cramps, it's about giving your body the tools to recover and restore strength while you rest. If this insight is helping you, go ahead and subscribe. We've got more tools coming your way to support your strength, balance, and well-being. Next, we're talking about a vitamin that acts like a power switch for your muscles, and why getting enough of it could change how your legs feel in just a few weeks. Vitamin D, your muscle sits hidden power switch. Let me ask you a simple question. When you hear vitamin D, what's the first thing that comes to mind? For most people, it's STID's bone health. And yes, that sits true. Vitamin D helps your body absorb calcium, which keeps bones strong. But here sits what most people don't know. Vitamin D is also critical for muscle strength, coordination, and balance. Think of it like a light switch. Without enough vitamin D, your muscles can't fully turn on. They don't contract as efficiently, they don't respond as quickly, and they tire out faster. which means things like walking upstairs, getting out of a chair, or keeping your balance on uneven ground, all get harder than they need to be. One large study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology found that older adults with low vitamin D levels had significantly weaker leg strength and slower walking speeds. And here's the kicker, many of those people didn't feel deficient. They weren't bedridden or seriously ill. They just assumed their legs were getting weaker with age. But it wasn't just age. It was a missing nutrient. And here's another twist. After 60, our skin becomes less efficient at converting sunlight into vitamin D. So even if you're out walking in the sun every day, your body might not be making enough. So, what can you do? First, talk with your doctor about checking your vitamin D levels, especially if you've had a fall, feel unsteady on your feet, or notice fatigue in your legs. A simple blood test can tell you where you stand. But in the meantime, here's a simple thing you can try. Add vitamin D3 to your nighttime routine. Why D3? Because that's the form your body uses most effectively. And taking it at night may actually support deeper sleep, which helps your muscles repair more completely. Look for a supplement that includes around 1,000 to 2,000 IU of vitamin D3. That's a common daily dose. Or enjoy more D-rich foods like wild salmon, fortified almond milk, eggs, and mushrooms. And here's something small but powerful. Pair your vitamin D with a little healthy fat, like a spoonful of nut butter or a few slices of avocado. It helps your body absorb the vitamin better, since D is fat soluble. Now, if you've been struggling with low energy in your legs, or you find yourself avoiding certain activities because you feel off balance, remember this, it may not be a strength issue, it may be a signal issue. Vitamin D helps your muscles hear what your brain is telling them. And when that signal is clear, your legs respond with more power, more control, and more confidence. Just like a light switch lighting up a room, sometimes strength is just a matter of flipping the right one on. Vitamin B12, the nerve awakener. Have you ever felt a strange tingling in your feet or legs? Or maybe a sensation like your legs are heavy, slow to move, or just off? That feeling might be your nerves struggling to send a clear message, and one of the biggest reasons that happens, a lack of vitamin B12. Vitamin B12 isn't just a general health vitamin. It's essential for keeping your nerves healthy and your muscles responsive. Think of it like this. Your nerves are like telephone lines. They carry messages from your brain down to your muscles and back again. Vitamin B12 is the insulation on those wires. Without it, the signal weakens. It gets interrupted. And your muscles, especially in your legs, start to feel sluggish, unsteady, or uncoordinated. Now here sits the thing. B12 deficiency is surprisingly common after 60. Why? Because as we age, our stomachs produce less acid, and we need that acid to absorb B12 from food. So even if you're eating enough protein or taking a basic multivitamin, your body might still be missing it. Researchers have found that low B12 levels are linked to slower walking speed, poorer balance, and greater risk of falls in older adults. And many people go years without realizing what's behind their symptoms. So, how do you know if you might be low? Ask yourself, do your legs feel unusually tired, even after short walks? Do you sometimes feel numbness, tingling, or pins and needles in your feet? Do you feel foggy or forgetful, alongside physical fatigue? If you said yes to any of those, it's worth looking into your B12 levels. A doctor can do a simple blood test. And the fix? It's usually straightforward. Here's a simple thing you can do. Start by adding a sublingual, under-the-tongue B12 supplement to your evening routine, ideally in the form of methylcobalamin, which is easier for the body to use. Let it dissolve slowly before bed. B12 works best when it's absorbed directly into the bloodstream, and taking it at night can help support nerve recovery while you sleep. You can also focus on B12-rich foods like sardines, eggs, beef liver, or fortified cereals. But remember, if your digestion is impaired, food alone might not be enough. A quick note: B12 is water-soluble, so any extra gets flushed out naturally. Still, you don't want to overdo it without guidance. So if you're unsure, check with a healthcare provider. And here sips a gentle reminder: if your legs feel off, it's not always about muscles. Sometimes it's about the wires connecting them. And when those wires are repaired, when the insulation is restored, things start to work better. The brain speaks, the legs respond. The connection is back. If this idea is helping you, go ahead and click subscribe. We're sharing more tools just like this to help you feel stronger, steadier, and more in control as you age. Next, we'll look at why timing matters and how your evening routine can actually become your body's secret strength-building window. Why timing matters: the nighttime advantage. Let me ask you something simple. Have you ever planted a seed in dry soil and expected it to grow overnight? Probably not. You know that for a seed to take root, it needs the right environment: moisture, nutrients, and rest. Well, your body works the same way, especially when it comes to muscle repair and leg strength. And here's what most people overlook: the timing of your nutrients can make a big difference. It's not just what you take, it's when you take it. Here's what researchers have found. Your body shifts into repair mode at night. Hormones like melatonin and growth hormone rise. Muscles start rebuilding. Nerves begin rewiring. Bones begin renewing. It's like the overnight crew shows up and gets to work. But just like any good crew, they need the right tools. That's where nighttime vitamins, like magnesium, D and B12, come in. Think of it like prepping your home for a renovation. If the workers show up and there are no tools, no blueprints, and no supplies, not much is going to get done. But if you give your body those nutrients before sleep, you're essentially handing that night crew everything they need to build stronger muscles, steadier nerves, and more resilient energy. And for people over 60, this is especially important. Why? Because as we age, the body's ability to store and convert certain nutrients declines. So giving your system a steady, consistent supply, especially when it's primed to repair, can help you make the most of your sleep hours. Here's a simple thing you can do. Set a little wind-down window in the evening, about 30 to 60 minutes before bed. During that time, take your magnesium and B12 and vitamin D. If you're supplementing, sip on something warm and nourishing, like chamomile tea or a magnesium-rich drink. Do a few light stretches for your legs, even 2 to 3 minutes helps. Avoid bright screens and heavy meals, which can interfere with absorption and sleep quality. This short window becomes your body's rebuild signal, a gentle cue that it's time to restore. And here sips a bonus tip. Consider keeping your vitamins in a small dish or organize a near where you brush your teeth at night. That way, it becomes part of your natural routine. No forgetting, no fuss, just simple consistency. Because here sips the truth. The body responds best to steady support, not sudden fixes. And nighttime is a golden opportunity, a natural reset button where strength is rebuilt quietly every single night. So instead of thinking of sleep as just downtime, start seeing it as prime time for healing and recovery. You don't need a complicated schedule, just a few smart habits, done consistently, can turn your nights into your most powerful tool for stronger legs and better energy. One tiny trace mineral that can stop the wobble. Have you ever taken a step and felt just slightly off? Like your foot didn't land exactly where you expected? Or maybe you've had moments where your balance felt a little shaky, even though you weren't dizzy. That little wobble sensation might not be about weak muscles or poor coordination. It could be linked to something as small as a trace mineral. Most people have never even heard about zinc. Yes, zinc. Now, you've probably heard of zinc for immunity. Maybe you even take it when you're trying to fight off a cold. But here's what's less well known. Zinc plays a critical role in muscle coordination, nerve signaling, and inner ear balance. In other words, Zinc quietly supports the systems that help you stay upright, steady, and responsive. Here's what researchers have found. Zinc helps regulate communication between your muscles and your balance center, called the vestibular system, deep inside your inner ear. When zinc is too low, that communication can get glitchy, and the result? You may feel unsure on your feet, more prone to stumbles, or like your legs aren't reacting as quickly. Think of zinc like the stabilizer in your system, like a good shock absorber in a car. Without it, every bump in the road, or in this case, every small shift in terrain or movement, gets magnified. And here's the catch. Zinc deficiency is more common after 60, especially if you've been taking acid-reducing medications or if your diet is lower in protein, nuts, or whole grains. So, how do you know if zinc might be playing a role? Ask yourself, do I feel unsteady more often than I used to? Are my leg muscles working, but my balance still feels off? Have I noticed changes in taste or appetite? If so, it might be time to take a closer look. Here's a simple thing you can do. Try adding a small dose of zinc, usually around 8 to 11 milligrams per day, into your nighttime routine. Look for zinc picolinate or zinc citrate, which are easier on the stomach and more easily absorbed. And since zinc competes with other minerals like copper for absorption, it's a good idea to take a multi-mineral that includes both in balance, or cycle your zinc intake a few days per week instead of daily, unless your doctor advises otherwise. You can also get zinc naturally from foods like pumpkin seeds, chickpeas, cashews, eggs, oats. These can make great evening snacks that gently support your system and help you stay steady while you sleep. And here's the key message. Sometimes, it's not about doing more, it's about doing smarter. This tiny mineral may not be flashy, but it could be the missing link between legs that feel unsure and legs that feel grounded and reliable. Because at the end of the day, your balance isn't just physical, it's about feeling safe in your body. And when you give your system the nutrients it needs to stay centered, you don't just move better, you feel more confident in every step you take. Let's take a moment to pull all of this together. If you've ever felt like your legs aren't what they used to be, heavier, crampier, slower, or less steady, you are not alone. And more importantly, it's not the end of the story. Because what we've talked about today isn't just about vitamins, it's about giving your body the tools it's asking for, so it can keep supporting you with strength, balance, and energy, even as you age. Let's do a quick recap. First, your muscles and brain are talking to each other while you sleep, and that nighttime window is a golden opportunity to support strength and recovery. Second, magnesium helps your muscles relax, recover, and prevent those frustrating nighttime cramps. It's the mineral of calm and repair. Third, vitamin D isn't just about bones, it's like a power switch for muscle function and balance. And most people over 60 aren't getting enough. Fourth, vitamin B12 helps wake up the nerves in your legs. It restores that vital connection between your brain and your muscles, especially if you've been feeling numbness, tingling, or fatigue. Fifth, the timing of your nutrients matters. Giving your body the right support before bed turns your sleep into a strength-building window. And sixth, zinc, that quiet trace mineral, might be the missing piece if you've been feeling wobbly or off balance. A small boost could go a long way in keeping your footing strong and steady. Now, I want you to remember something. Even after 60, 70 or beyond, your body can still grow stronger. It just needs the right kind of support, given gently, consistently, and with care. So here's one small thing you can do tonight. Pick just one of the vitamins we talked about, maybe magnesium or B12, and add it to your evening wind down. Then, take a few slow, deep breaths, stretch your legs for a minute or two, and remind yourself, this is my time to restore. Change doesn't come from big leaps. It comes from tiny habits that stack up over time. And that SIP's exactly what we sit here to help with. If this video gave you a few helpful insights, if it sparked an aha moment, or made you feel a little more hopeful about your body's potential, I invite you to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell us what resonated, share your questions, let us know which vitamin you're going to try first. Because this is a community that grows together. There's more coming your way. Tools to help you build strength, boost energy, sharpen your mind, and feel more confident in your body every single day. You're not too old, you're not too late. And your legs and your life are still full of potential. Let's keep going, one strong step at a time.